Let me tell you a story about a life we chose. Left the city lights where the fast pace goes. Traded highways for a dirt road ride. Now the rooster crows as the sun climbs high.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Ranchito J and Me. We are so excited today. We know we've been MIA for a little bit, but we're back ready to go. Like you can see, we're starting off in this greenhouse that we have converted into our bantam chicken room. The summer is getting close here in Arizona. It's actually spring, but feels like summer. If you're watching this video, we probably just hit a record high. I'm guessing we probably hit 100 degrees or so, and we're talking about the end of March. So crazy weather ahead of us. Still got a lot of dudes to prep in here, make sure we're ready for the summer. There is some ventilation. We do have shade cloth on this room, but we will need some misters, and we are hoping to get some fans in here to kind of circulate the area a little bit more. But we've been busy. So today we're gonna do a lot of planting, a lot of dealing with animals, a lot of to-dos that we just got to do, and we're gonna start here in the chicken room. So one thing we want to talk about is how do we prepare for this summer? Similar to us, we need our electrolytes, so do our little animals. And so one thing we use quite a bit here in the summer is something called Vitamin Pro. It has electrolytes already in it. It includes some B complex, also has multivitamins, minerals, amino acids. But this is something that we heavily use and rotate in the summer. Make sure that they stay completely hydrated. We're also making sure that the water is staying clean. So that's really important for our bantams, for all our animals here on the little ranchito, which we do consistently. So we want to make sure that they stay hydrated because nobody wants to be outside in 100-degree weather. And I'm sure these little animals do not like it out here either. So we try to make it as comfortable for them. And like I said, we got plans in here, but right now we got to get them some Vitamin Pro because tomorrow is going to be hot. Guys, and prep for this is really easy. We mix 1 gallon per little scoop in here. So this little tub's going to last you quite a bit. It is on the pricier side, so you're paying about $80 a bucket, $80 a tub. It's about it says net contents 1 kilogram, so has an expiration date. You get 2 years on it, so really good stuff. Like I said, it lasts you quite a bit, so it's really just 1 little scoop per gallon. And it looks, once you mix it, I add a little extra in the summer. Once you mix it up, it looks like Gatorade. It almost looks tasty enough to drink. So I just give it a good shake. And there you have it. One thing you always want to make sure is that your waters are always clean. That's actually really important. We use these water bottle system. They do tend to get a little bit of the greasy moss thing. We bought this nice little scrub, really expensive at IKEA. Only $1, guys. If you have an IKEA close to you, I really recommend because it fits right in and you're able to just kind of wash these down. Give it a good scrub. Get it nice and ready. Make sure you rinse it off because what you don't want to do is spread disease. And so you just give it a good wash. And simple. We have some nice plants here inside this little greenhouse that we use, and so we just go ahead and put it right in there. And then the next thing you want to do is kind of give it a good rinse and you're ready to go. Alright guys, well, we're moving on to another project that we have started and haven't finished, but we have started our chicken run for our layers, and so we're excited to kind of get this streamline rolling. We added about 12 by 8 feet, so the hens would be happy. We don't have that many layers here. We are adding a few more breeds, but these are just simply for our purposes of our house. Their current coop is 8x8, so we're adding another 12x8 feet, bringing their total to 20x8, so it's wide enough space for them. We will be closing that off. You can see the trees are starting to wake up around here, which is a great sign here in Arizona, but that is another project that we are working on. We're just going to be knocking out projects today, tomorrow, and so hopefully I can show you guys a little bit about what we do here at Ranchito J&E. Sometimes we don't get to film everything that we do. Honestly, we're so new to the whole filming thing, so oftentimes it's just easier to get it done than it is to pull up a camera, get it all set up, record, and then show you guys. But the next couple projects, I have a whole long list of to-dos. I'll see how many to-dos we can get done on this video. But the next one here, guys, is we need to get this Chinese lantern into a more official pot per se. We picked this up this weekend. We thought it was an amazing pot. We really like it, and so I thought it would be perfect for one of the Chinese lanterns that we have. The other one, I think I'm just gonna up pot, see what happens. We do have two, like I mentioned in a previous video, but for this one, we're gonna be using some really good soil from our friends over at the worm farm here in Arizona. It's well draining soil, and so it's soil that we kind of use for our raised bed, and think we'll do great for this type of tree. One thing we did do that it's actually something I don't recommend is we picked up plants that we don't really know much about, and so we're just crossing our fingers hoping that this plant will survive here in our climate. And so far we forgot to water it once, already got to a point where it did not like it, and so we're just trying to accommodate the plant now. So first thing we do is fill it up. I have some leftover soil down here. I don't want to put my hands in here because I did see some scorpion spiders earlier in this soil mix, but we got some leftover soil that we want to use. Go ahead and start with that one. Gave us quite a bit of soil. Actually should have put some gloves on just in case, but if you guys hear me scream, well, you know it's because of scorpion spiders, and those guys are ugly. All right, guys, so I'm gonna set, I want to see my root flare just right beneath this. I don't want to overflow it. Obviously when we water it, it's gonna go down a little bit, but I think that's actually quite a good spot right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna backfill it here, give us a nice little room for the pot. Actually well, it doesn't matter, but for the purpose of the camera, we'll have it this be my front facing. Tree's probably not in the view, guys. It gets pretty tall once I do this, but we'll take a look at it right now. So let's go ahead and do the rest of the mix here. So throughout the years, guys, I've actually looked at or done different ways of planting. Leaving the bucket in here has seemed to work lately for me, only because it gives me an opportunity to just take it right out of the container and put it right into where it should be going. Gives you quite the space in there. So to get this container out, obviously you want to loosen up the roots, because you don't want any root damage when you're moving it. You also don't want to just yank this plant out. You want to slowly but surely make sure that the plant easily comes out. So I typically try to pull more on the container than I do the plant. And then this is where you really inspect the roots. Here you can see I just like to break up the roots just a little bit, just to encourage the tree to say, hey, something's happening, got more room to grow. And so I typically come in here and just disturb the roots a little bit. You might, depending on the plant, see some shock in some plants. Some of them take it very well, others do not. And so it is getting kind of dark out here, guys. I think this is the last to do for today. We'll pick it up tomorrow and see what other things we can pot up or pot in the ground. It is supposed to be really hot tomorrow, so we'll see how many things we can actually get done. All right, guys. Well, it's been a few days since we actually started recording. I know I said I would start the next day, but like I mentioned in the video, sometimes you just want to get projects done. I'll actually show you some of the projects that we got done. But today we're actually going to start planting some mesquites that we've had in containers since about the last quarter of last year. And so we need to get these in the ground so they can start growing nicely. Mesquite's very native here in Arizona, so we're actually not going to amend the soil today. Try to get them in the ground. We need to have 2 of them. I figured we'll just go off of our little barn here, bring it right in the center, give us some space in between. Obviously not too close to the mulberry that we have over there, but we just have a line of trees here that we're trying to set up, as well as the line in the back. So hopefully it provides a lot of shade for the animals back here. That is the intent, but we're gonna go ahead and get these in the ground. We got a fig tree that we got to get in. We got an ocotillo that we have to get in. And then we'll talk about how we care for our trees here in the summer. One thing to note about the desert, guys, Arizona does have very hard soil. So I'm going to try my best. I've been watering some trees here. So hopefully the ground is nice and a little moist, so we can get the ground at least broken. If not, then we'll go get our auger. So that way we're not struggling. We're not here all day. But a shovel should be just fine. You want to get it to about the root flare. You never want to go deeper. It's actually something that's different. I remember growing up, everybody was like, oh, you want a hole that's twice as deep and twice as wide. Actually, nowadays, you really want a hole that's twice as wide, yes, because the roots will spread out. But you actually want the root flare right above the ground level. And so that's what we're going to do today. And it was at this moment, guys, that I realized that we have our water line that goes through here. Is one of our laterals, so it's not a main line, but still it was very difficult because I had already dug started digging quite a big hole. So here I am just marking out exactly where that lateral kind of goes. And well, it's always good to have a shovel. That way you don't bust it and have to do some major repairs. So we just kind of, outlined a new circle. I am going to put the tree close to that lateral. I don't foresee any issues there. Fingers crossed. But if we do have some issues, really easy to fix some laterals. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. And yep, guys, you'll see me tossing eggs left and right into all the holes that we dig. And that's just something because we have a lot of eggs laying around. Find it beneficial sometimes, just some extra nutrients to add to the ground. But yep, you'll see us do that every single time. And right here, guys, what you really want to do is just kick some of that dirt off. This is a 24-gallon tree, so you can see me driving my knee into it. There's a lot of easier ways, but man, you know what? We like to have a little bit difference here at the Ranchito J&E, and so you'll see me just kind of kicked it so I can get that soil loose from the bucket. Ideally, you want to have 2 people doing this. You don't want to pull the tree straight out, avoid ripping some of those roots off. But you'll see me here get it pretty easily off out from here. And I just checked the roots a little bit, guys. You want to break off the roots. You're not going to damage the tree. All you're doing is encouraging new growth for those roots. Pretty much you're just telling it, hey, get ready to grow. We're going to grow in a different direction. Because can you imagine just growing in a bucket? The roots are just going to grow that way. So I like to break them up just a little bit. And then we'll just get that tree right in the ground. All right, guys, well, we got Tree number 1 planted. It was a little harder than we thought. This one we're not going to struggle because we're actually going to use the auger. Hopefully it does the job a little faster. It is a 2-person job, guys. Lifting that tree is pretty heavy, and so hopefully I get some help on this next one. If not, we'll go ahead and do the same thing. Alright guys, this hole is a little harder than we expected. We got it deep enough. What I'm doing now is just adding a bunch of water to the bottom of the hole. That way, you know, we're slowly starting to saturate the earth, start making it a little more active. And so that's what we're doing now. Go ahead and get this tree out, put it in the ground, and then we got the 2 mesquites ready to go. Alright guys, well we did get our mesquite in the ground. It's actually starting to put some new growth, so I'm glad to see that, because that means the tree didn't go or undergo a lot of stress. The one thing we did start doing, we're going to have to do it to the other one, but I know this video is running a little long right now, is we did string the tree on 4 sides. This is my preferred method. We do stake a couple of trees. You'll see that around our landscape here where we stake a couple of trees, but this is actually the preferred method. It gives the tree some flexibility. You want the tree to move because that's what's encouraging, obviously, for it to build girth, and it's encouraging that the tree to fully grow out. So that's something you want to see. But before we end the video, I kind of want to show you guys what we do to prep for the summer. So let's go ahead and take a look at our almond tree. All right guys, well, this almond tree obviously needs a lot of prep before the summer gets here. Summers can be super brutal here in Arizona, and so you want to do the best thing for the tree. One of the most common things here is sun scorch, sunburn, and so you want to protect the tree. You can see here that we've actually wrapped this tree. We've done this since we put this tree in the ground. A couple things we're going to do today. Obviously, we're going to add some compost to this tree, add some mulch. Mulch is good for retention of that evaporation, so the water is not evaporating as fast. And so one thing that we're actually going to do different this year, hopefully it works, is we're actually going to paint the tree. We're using this Ivy Organic. Really easy to make, guys. Comes with the powder and the oil needed. All you need to do is just mix that with a little bit of water, and it makes 1 pint. So the cool thing about this, guys, is that it says that it protects against sunburn, insects, and rodents. And so on this corner of our property, we tend to have a lot of bunnies, and so we really want to give the best protection possible. And so this year we're deciding that we're going to go ahead and paint this tree. So let's go ahead and get that prepped. We're actually going to take this, and so I didn't add the compost because I knew I would be stepping in here, and I didn't want that to bug the tree at all. Remember, compaction, you never want to compact the dirt around your tree too much, which is important. So let me just get this off, guys, and then we'll go ahead and start painting. I can already see some spiders on here, so hopefully this new paint really protects the tree against all the insects around here. Alright guys, so you want to make sure that you're mixing this fairly well. It smells really good, so I'm really hoping that it works for the rodents, for the bunnies, like I said. But what you want to do is just make sure you mix it pretty well. Ooh, that smell. You want to grab a brush, just dip your brush in there, and it's going to feel a little powdery, which is okay. It's what it comes in. And then you just take it across and paint your tree. Well guys, and there you have it. We just kind of go around, make sure you paint. We try to get the lower branches as well. That way if the sun does hit pretty harsh, it go ahead and take care of that. So You can see it's starting to wake up. We have a lot of new growth, so hopefully this fills up pretty well, and this does the job. So really trusting in the product this year. It is a very special tree to us, so hopefully this product works. We hear great things about it, but that is one thing that we do, guys. All right, guys, well, thank you so much for watching today's video. I think that's where we're going to end the channel. There is a lot of prep that we got to do before the summer hits, so we're going to go ahead and record some of that. We got to clean the chicken coop. We got to finish this chicken run. A lot of the trees are waking up. You can see we still have some trees that haven't made it to the ground yet, so try to do that before the summer hits. Don't have a place for these yet, but a lot of things are waking up around the garden, guys. Super excited. Thank you guys so much for joining. Don't forget to hit that like button to subscribe to our channel for more content like this. See you in the next video, guys. Thanks.